yo.
All right, wonderful peoples. Here we are back again. It's your man Fire Jaws. Sorry I took so long getting back, but as y'all know, 2021 has been a year for the books. The whole world's going crazy, and if you guys want, I can give you a reason for why that's happening, why the world is going nuts. But until then, I had to come back. I guess that's a big story too, but I had to come back and deal with the Beatitudes, because I was asking the Lord. I was like, wait a minute, there should be some way to learn how to unlock power, to unlock power. Before I get started, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and again, the beats here are made by my man Sonny Chiefs, and you can go subscribe to him follow him on Instagram, on Sonny Chiefs at Instagram, I believe, but I put the name in the description below. So check it out. So I wanted you guys to see something that was just amazing to me. All right, and we're gonna go through the Beatitudes, and just to know and show you that I'm about to say something big now. So it's a noteworthy moment. The love of God is unconditional, but his promises are not unconditional. They are very conditional. His promises are, if you do this, then this will happen, right? In fact, let's go here before I even start this. Let's go here. 2 Chronicles. There's a quick now. All right, there we go. 2 Chronicles, chapter 7. Right, verse 14, right? And it states, if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. Right? There's an if right here. If my people, right, humble themselves, right, and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, right? So when we deal with God, right, or let me go here. When we deal with programming, the programming in certain languages, they have something called an if-then statement. It means if you do this, then this will happen, or if this happens, then you react in this way, right? So what I'm telling you is that the love of God is conditional, right? No, the love of God is unconditional, but his promises are conditional. And this is also too why we can also say, which backs up a statement of mine, Curry Blake. Curry Blake had said the love of God or the promises of God are mechanical, they're systematic. So if you guys don't understand the system, then it's hard for you to reap the promises, right? You won't be able to, because you guys don't understand the system. You don't know which buttons to push, right? And how to push those buttons, or even if these buttons exist, right? And I'm going to show you here in Matthew 5 that these buttons do exist, all right? So check it out. Sermon on the Mount, the Beatitudes, Luke chapter 6, verses 20 through 26. That's the cross reference, but we're going to go into Matthew, right? Let me turn on the Strongs. And it says, and seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain, and when he was set, his disciples came unto him. And he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. All right. We've always been taught that this means happy, right? This has been translated as happy, but it is blessed, right? Let's look at the word. The outline of biblical usage is, I don't have a biblical usage outline. I'm confusing with another dictionary. But it says prolonged form of the poetical makar, meaning the same. Supremely blessed, by extension, fortunate, well off, blessed, happy. All right, and happier. Right? So you're well off, you're blessed and you're happy if you are poor in spirit. See the word I used? If you are poor in spirit. If you are not poor in spirit, then you are not blessed. And if you're not blessed, right, there's the reason why you be blessed is because you get the kingdom of heaven. If you are poor in spirit. What does poor in spirit mean? Poor. Watch this. Outline of biblical usage. Reduced to beggary, begging, asking alms, destitute of wealth, influence, position, and honor, lowly, afflicted, destitute of the Christian virtues and eternal riches, helpless, powerless to accomplish an end, poor and needy, lacking in anything as respects to their spirit, right? So destitute of wealth, learning, and intellectual culture, which the schools afford men of this class most readily give themselves up to Christ's teaching and prove themselves fitted to lay hold of the heavenly treasure. All right? So that's what poor means, right? Now it's poor in spirit. So it can't be talking about poor in your pocket. It's talking about poor in spirit, right? And if you're poor in spirit, let's look at this one. This I'm sure is Pneuma, right? Pneuma. There we go. Right? The third person of the triune God. Holy Spirit, co-equal and co-eternal with the Father. Right? I don't know if it means that. I really don't know if that's the proper definition to use in this context. Right? Because he's not really taught about the Holy Spirit. He's taught about a person's physical spirit. Right? Blessed are those who are poor in spirit. Right? But this first definition is referred to as the Holy Spirit. Look, see, Holy Spirit, Spirit of truth, right? Never refers to a depersonalized force. All right. The rational spirit, the power in which the human being thinks, decides, the soul. I don't believe this works with the spirit, right? Because the soul is separate from the spirit. Because we taught about this in another teaching. I forgot exactly which one, but go back through the videos. But the soul is the combination of spirit and earth. Right? Because God breathed into man and he became a living soul. So the spirit that he breathed into, the spirit that he breathed, right? Over here, breath or nostrils of mouth, a movement of air, gentle blast. The combination of soul and spirit became, combination of body, earth and spirit, right? Became a soul, right? So this definition I don't agree with. All right, life-giving spirit, a human soul that has left the body, a spirit higher than man, the Lord and God. So I believe in this place, it's 3A, a life-giving spirit, right? Because it's talking about a human, a man's spirit, right? A person's spirit. That's the context in which Christ is using this thing. So blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven, right? So poor in spirit. If a man is poor in his spirit, he realizes, or should realize, that he is weak, right? And that he is unable, right? And then he is weak, he is unable, he is, I want to say inert or inept. He realizes he doesn't have the strength that he needs in order to accomplish whatever he accomplishes, even though he has money. Right? So even though he may have money, he doesn't have, he's poor in spirit. He realizes that he needs God. And if he realizes that truthfully in his core that he needs God, then look at this. Theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Right? Now this word kingdom means basilia, right? Or basilia. Right? Basilia. I may be saying it wrong, right? But we've gone over this before. It says royal power, kingship, dominion, and rule, not to be confused with an actual kingdom, but rather the right or authority to rule over a kingdom, right? Okay. Now, as much as I love this definition and we use it, I don't believe that this definition is the one that Jesus is talking about. I believe he's talking about a kingdom, the territory subject to the rule of a king. And the reason I'm he's talking about an actual physical place, I believe, or a space, which with dimension. Well, actually, truth be told, it could be both. Because look, watch this. It says, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. This word heaven is the word Uranos or Uranos, right? This means the vaulted expanse of the sky with all things visible in it. So if you get the kingdom of heaven, right, you get power and authority over the vaulted expanse of the sky with all things visible in it. The universe, the world, the aerial heavens or sky, the region where the clouds and tempests gather, and where thunder and lightning are produced. The sidereal or starry heavens, the region above the sidereal heavens, the seat of order of things eternal and consummately perfect, where God dwells and other heavenly beings. So Jesus said, if you are poor in spirit, you get all of this. Every bit. That's yours to command. So now watch this. So if you are poor in spirit, yours is the kingdom of heaven, right? That means that all of this is at your disposal to command. And if all this is at your disposal to command, excuse me, then you are not poor in spirit anymore. Like it says here, blessed are they who mourn, for they shall be comforted. So there's a void here that God fills. And if God fills this void, here, right? If the void is filled, rather, when God fills this, it's done. It's yours to command. You get what I'm saying? All right. So that's very, very powerful, right? Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. All right, penteo, right? Means to mourn or lament one, right? Okay. For they shall be comforted. That seems pretty straightforward, right? And I'm not saying that because I got, but comforted is parakaleo, right? To call to one side, to come in, to address, speak to, and call upon, to admonish and exhort, to beg, entreat, beseech, to strive, appease by entreaty, to console, to encourage and strengthen by consolation, to comfort, to receive consolation, be comforted, right? Encourage, strengthen, exhorting and comforting, encouraging, instruct, to teach. Blessed are those who mourn. So if there's a void here, right, in terms of people missing, and let me just say this, one of the reasons why I was gone for so long is because, I had a lot of people pass away in my family this year. I lost about 6 people, and on one of them was my wife. So it took me a long time to bounce back, but I tell you that I was comforted, and I am comforted in this time, right? Blessed, are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. All right, and then I'm gonna go to this one, and I'm gonna save the rest till later, right? But it says, blessed are they which do hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they. Oh, wait a minute, is this the one? No, sorry, I skipped it. Let's go back. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. The meek, G4239, praus, which means meek, a mildness of disposition, a gentleness of spirit, and meekness, right? So, if you are mild of disposition, gentleness of spirit, and meek, then you inherit the earth. Let's look and see what earth means, right? Gay. Now, we know this could be a problem, right? But this is Greek, not English. All right? So, arable land, the earth the ground, the earth as a standing place, the mainland as opposed to the sea or water, the earth as a whole. I think Jesus has taught about this one. Definition 4, the earth as a whole, the earth as opposed to the heavens, the inhabited earth, the abode of men and animals, a country, land enclosed within fixed boundaries, a tract of land, territory, region, right? So it just says arable land, right? Of the earthy material out of a thing is formed, with the implied idea of frailty and weakness, and the ground, the earth, is a standing place. All right, so check this out, and I want you guys to see this, right? It says, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Matthew 5:5 says, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Let's see what inherit is, right? Kleronomio. To receive a lot, to receive by lot, to receive part of inheritance, receive as an inheritance, obtained by right of inheritance, to be an heir, to inherit, to receive the portion assigned to one. All right, so I think we got it, right? All right, so blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. So if you walk around with gentleness and mildness of spirit, right? Mildness of disposition, gentleness of spirit, if you're a gentle person, then you inherit the earth. Okay, that sounds nice. That sounds really nice, right? And that means you are blessed. So everybody's asking for their breakthrough. Everybody's looking for their breakthrough. Where's my breakthrough coming? Where's my breakthrough? Oh, get ready, because God's about to. No, God is not about to. God has set up a system that if you push the right buttons, which means you have to be poor in spirit and that you're meek, then you get your breakthrough. And your breakthrough is you earth and the heaven to command. Now, I'm not going to go there to these scriptures, right? But I'm going to tell you this. Remember when Jesus walked on water? When he walked on water, right, he was establishing his authority and dominion over the water. Means he inherited the earth, because earth has water, right? The whole earth is, the entire earth has land and water, right? Whoops, wrong one. And go here. The earth. There we go. The earth as a whole. That's what he inherited. So if he inherited the earth as a whole, then that means that he was able to walk on water because water belonged to him. Now, Jesus rose again, didn't he? So he rose again. Why? Because he had command, and he had command of the vaulted expanse of the sky with all things visible in it. Right? The aerial heavens or sky, the regions where the clouds and tempests gather, and where thunder and lightning are produced. Right? Perhaps the same as G3735, which is Oros. What is that? A mountain. Okay. Go back. Idea elevation by the sky, by extension heaven as the abode of God. Right? Let's see. Heaven and the imitation of the heights above the upper regions. So Jesus rose again because he had command over everything in the air. Right? So he had the air and the earth. So that's why he was able to do these things. He was able to fly because he was poor in spirit. So I don't know if you want an inheritance and you're looking for your breakthrough, all you gotta do is push these two buttons. Poor in spirit, being meek. You got the whole world. You suffer loss, you're gonna get comforted. Man, I don't know about you, but this is fantastic. How about this? Elijah did the same stuff. Elijah got caught up in the whirlwind, didn't he? Elijah was poor in spirit because he told fire to come down from heaven. He told lightning to come down from heaven. On different occasions. At least 3 times, Elijah had told lightning or fire to come down from heaven. Definitely. So what I'm saying is that you guys got to realize that God's love is unconditional, but his promises are not. They're conditional. And you have to do something. And these are the buttons that you have to push. You're poor in spirit, right? Let me talk about this kingdom of heaven. You know how deep this is, right? If this is controlling the air, right? Don't diseases, don't they fly around by air, right? That means this is concerning your health. We're dealing with a pandemic right now, right? Don't be worried about a pandemic if you are poor in spirit. If you're poor in spirit and you think that you don't have it all together, that you know you're weak and weak to God, strong to everybody else, but weak to the Lord, then guess what? The air is yours to control. And that spirits, that's everything that's airborne. The air is yours. That's huge. Right? The meek shall inherit the earth. If you're gentle, you have the earth to control. Moses controlled the water. Moses controlled, the earthquake. Oh, back to Elijah. Elijah controlled land. Elijah controlled the clouds where it wouldn't rain. Right? Elijah rose up in the cloud. Elijah caused fire, right, to come down from heaven on 3 occasions. He was poor in spirit. Jesus rose again. He flew, right? He ascended into heaven. Jesus walked on water. He was meek, right? So he was able to control the earth. Man, this is huge. So why would God tell us these things? Why would he tell us these things? Obviously, because he wants us to have them. Listen, that's all I got for today. I thank you for your time. Like, share, and subscribe, right, to the channel. And I'll see you guys on the next one. If you guys have any topics or anything that you want me to talk about or any questions, just list them below in the comment section, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.